Over here in the bottom left, our Zerg from Code.
CoCa.
CoCa.
He's got his mic out.
I know, I saw that. That's kind of cute. He's casting his own game over there. Over here in the upper right, in this one-on-one map.
Jinro.
What we need to have is like
Jinro's not
Metal Gear Solid style. It's like solid Jinro. You ever play Metal Gear Solid? You have not.
I'm sorry, no.
Solid Snake is a badass.
It's not as big a badass as Jinro.
And then Liquid Snake, if you go after me like, Snake! I can't do the best Liquid Snake voice, but... you should really play that before you die, Artosis. At least the first one.
I'm never going to die. I'm going to live on the moon forever playing StarCraft.
You're going to have your brain put into an android stomach like Krang and the Ninja Turtles, I know.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
And I'll be Shredder.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, man.
That would be great. Let's do it. All right, double barracks opening for Jinro. A good choice. I'd love to see him try to actually bunker again. And maybe one of these further away bunkers like we've seen from Clyde where the drones really don't want to get out there. Or maybe one of these bunkers where you make it up next to the little cavern near the expansion and then hide your green behind, put some SCVs in the front, and then spam S on them. Try to make CoCa try to select those to attack. I love plays like that, Tasteless. They just make me giddy. Jinro, he was so clever in that last game, I feel like he might do something like that.
Well, as long as he keeps his cool and executes the strategy perfectly, it's very different. It's not. I mean, StarCraft is not just a game about, well, is he good or is he bad? It's a matter of, is he able to keep the cool going in the game? Can he execute everything well? Is he able to have good crisis management? Is he able to sort of erase all stress or fear and just do what he does best? I know. In my own experience, I improved a lot when I forget who even told me this advice. It's just do what you know what to do.
Exactly. And don't ever try anything new in a tournament game.
Don't ever do that. All right, here we go. The rush is on. Bunker again.
Okay, that's a nice position. That's going to be really hard to get true surface area on. The hatchery is up. A decent amount of SCVs. One is very red. I would love to see him repair that, and he does.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful. Jinro doing a good job.
Yeah, because those SCVs are not going to be what kills the hatchery. It's going to be the presence of the bunker.
And 4 Zerglings on the way. A Roach Warren being made.
That's a nice fake. He's only sending out 3 drones. He's just trying to get him to stop and move back. And in fact, there's nothing that necessitates that.
He's going to sacrifice the hatchery. He's actually just making a Roach Warren. I think he's just going to all encounter with roaches. Pretty certain of it.
Now, I actually don't have very much experience with that specific counter. What do you think?
Well, the thing is, if Jinro does not have a bunker at home, he can go kill him. Yeah, he's going to just run up the side there. He's just pretending to defend. Jinro's focusing on this a lot.
Now, if Jinro's paying close enough attention, he's going to be like, why is he continuously running back with 2 drones? It's obviously a fake.
And the roaches are out. Jinro right now wants to build a bunker at home because the only scary thing in the world is the roaches running by. Because obviously he doesn't want to kill those bunkers, and here he goes. He's going to try to run by.
Here's the thing is, roaches are very good against Marines, too.
Yeah, very, very good. They have that armor. They do a lot of damage.
Now, here's the other problem is that he actually kept rallying Marines down there. So even if the bunker gets up, there's going to be a lot of roaches out.
Now, one small thing, I really wish CoCa had sent an Overlord towards the choke right now. Because as we see where Jinro's making that bunker, that's a good location. But if there is an Overlord over there spotting, you can hit that bottom racks, eventually make it pick up, and that bunker won't cover everything. So he's going to have to get up there. Can he stop this bunker, Tasteless?
It's going to be a tough call. He needs
Target that SCV if you want to win, CoCa.
Oh,
and
he gets
it. It's a pretty big move right there.
Uh-oh.
Jinro realizing.
Oh my god, that is like 99% complete.
And he does end up finishing it. So Jinro will be safe. And Jinro, I gotta say, he's in a good location right now. He's in a good spot. Jinro doing some fancy micro. Fancy pants micro. Dancing back and forth. Shooting stuff, running away.
He's only mining gas with 1 SCV.
Looks like CoCa gonna break these bunkers now and try to get more into a normal game. Yeah, it does have speed on the way, making a queen, getting some drones.
And yeah, he's got enough roaches that pretty soon he can just run over this bunker. Of course, taking on each bunker one at a time.
Nice micro, pulling back that roach with 2 hit points left. Oh, brings up that 2 hit point Roach. Much to the Roach's dismay.
A little bit of missed micro there by CoCa. Really don't have to lose anything in a moment like that.
Yeah, I think he should have lost a maximum 1 Roach, but he lost 2 or 3, so.
You're going to let him off the hook, Artosis?
I'm going to let him off.
All right.
Jinro making a command center, making a factory. Perfect. That's exactly what he should be doing right now. Get siege tanks out, expand, play a macro game because you've already killed off a hatchery. Your opponent's made a bunch of roaches, which weren't too helpful. His drone count is low, low, low. 21 drones against 22 SCVs plus mules. Yeah, Terran feels good in that location.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, this is not the easiest thing for CoCa to get out of this position. He's sort of on his back right now. Jinro is going to have to let him slip up a little bit here. Or Jinro will have to slip up a little bit here.
Oh, certainly. I mean, CoCa's behind. Jinro did a great opening, got ahead, and now he's getting more ahead, which is the hardest thing to stop as a Zerg player. When your opponent's just getting more ahead, not being overly greedy, he's like, all right, siege tanks plus command center. And that's infinity safe, man.
He should be getting siege tanks next.
There he goes, siege tank on the way. This Roach is just kind of walking around the map. It's like a ghost town right now. There used to be Marines out here in bunkers. Now there's just us.
Now their souls haunt this land, Artosis. Mm-hmm. We shouldn't have built creep colonies on their burial grounds. Layer almost done.
I'm wondering what CoCa's going to do to try to come back from here. He's got to do something fancy.
Now, I want to point out Zerg does have more drones than Terran has SCVs, 33 to 30.
Yeah.
Mules, of course, factor in as well for the Terran, but CoCa's not as behind. He's been very focused. He was not afraid of a counterattack after his initial counterattack.
CoCa getting dropped. Very, very interesting. Now, what he might be doing, because in this situation, the Terran player is going to want to get siege tanks and do a nice, relatively slow push out. Might hit a timing, but siege tanks are kind of gangly. They kind of take a while to get around. So
they're
gangly. They're a little bit gangly, man.
I think gangly is long-limbed.
Well,
and not a lot of meat.
Imagine how a gangly person moves.
Somebody's gonna correct me on Twitter.
Well, that is what gangly is, but imagine the way they move. You know? It takes a while to move around siege tanks. So, getting the drops, I like it. We do have Baneling nests on the way. And I'm interested to see how he goes about doing this. Is he going to go for a Baneling drop in the mineral line? Is he going to just try to go Roach Baneling drops like we're seeing a lot in ZVP and we used to see it in ZVT? Or is he just going to drop Jinro as Jinro leaves his
I was going to say,
area?
I think that's what it's going to be.
I think that's
the
last
one. He just says, all right, when you attack, I'm going to drop you. I'm going to kill your factory. I'm going to keep making stuff. I'm going to do what any good player does when he's behind is, I don't want to engage your army. I want to engage you where you're not.
Exactly.
You want to attack me. You want to take that risk. Go ahead.
It's a great way to go about it. I think he's making really brilliant choices right now. Jinro does have a drop getting ready.
You know what he also might do is maybe just drop Banelings on the army as he attacks the Roaches in the front. I don't know.
Could be. You know, if Jinro unsieges and starts moving up the ramp and he has some Overlords in the back with Banelings, maybe that's something he can do. It's going to take some pretty fancy micro to get that to actually land because Marines have sick DPS. We'll take those Overlords out easily.
If this micro, was a pet food, it'd be Fancy Feast.
Oh.
For sophisticated animals.
My cat doesn't eat.
Those are the kind of animals that, vote for the Bush tax cuts. You know what I mean? Like,
and he's taking out those gold rocks. Jinro does have a drop kind of sitting around waiting for a place to go. Here it is. Looks like he wants to hit that naturally. He might kill a lot of drones with this Tasis. CoCa's a little bit out of position. And he's loaded up the Banelings, but not the Roaches. And here we go. How many drones is going to kill? 2, 3, 4, 5.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Now, this is very annoying because he only has Queens for anti-air.
He should not move any of his Overlords near this medevac. It's going to
That's
give away as to what's going on.
Yeah. Now it looks like he's going to be doing what he's going to be doing. You never want that to be the case. Unless you're 7 layers deep in the tricking your opponent.
In my Inception ladder points.
Yeah.
Dream joke. Right, took Leonardo DiCaprio's ladder points. Mm-hmm. And then as I did that, I looked at him and said, by the way, in Titanic, I would have crawled on the wood. So dumb, man.
It would have gone underwater.
No, it would not. There was a lot of driftwood in there. Please. If that was the case, I would have pushed her off the wood and taken her ladder points.
Seriously. That's what I would have done.
I don't want to die, man. All right.
Yeah, I true you. People remember you. Don't worry.
Okay, so it looks like actually he's really entirely preparing for this drop.
And Jinro going to drop in the back. But again, CoCa with no anti-air, really. Baneling speed hasn't even been researched.
Well, I think he doesn't even want to run in there. He just wants to drop on it.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it, Jesus. He is actually putting everything he has into this. I think he's just going for a, hey, I want to kill you right now maneuver. He's up to 166 supply against Jinro's 128.
Well,
so, he does have a shot with this, and it looks like it's time. He's got a lot of roaches coming.
This is the one moment if he's going to make this work, and I can guarantee you.
Oh my God! Actually, he's just going to drop
it's going to be a mass drop in the main. Well, how about that?
And that Viking is going to just break his little Zerg heart.
Uh-oh.
But he's got a lot of empty Obies there, and lucky for him, look at this. He's actually going to pincer drop grabs.
I think he is.
Oh my God!
Well, actually, I'm not entirely sure.
Tasteless.
Here we go.
This is going to be interesting, if nothing else.
If this drop doesn't work, Zerg should lose. If it does work, Terran will lose. We don't always see games boil down to one specific moment, but in this case, that's what's happening.
Uh-oh, Jinro in a lot of trouble here. Roaches making him lift off that planetary.
Oh my God.
A quadrillion roaches.
This is going to be frustrating for Jinro. Everything was invested into one all-out attack that basically, well, I mean, for lack of better words, worked.
Yeah.
She just eviscerated Jinro.
He just crushed Jinro's army right there, Tasteless.
That actually, I think, is GG.
That was a nice comeback move.
I have not seen. Now, that's an interesting way to play off the one-base roach after you followed it up. One nice, sexy attack. Jinro playing a little bit too standard. I think he probably should have watched more for the other bases that he had. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. You're right. He played too standard.
When you are even with Zerg on bases and he takes the Code, it's mine. Now put that back
These
there.
up and down guys from Code, man. Both of them gotten right through so far.
I want to point this out, though. When you are playing against a Zerg and you see that he's so low in bases, you took your base first, right? He hasn't taken his third base. He's up to something.
Yeah.
Even if it's something as simple as just making a bunch of drones and slowly teching them use, he's up to something.
I believe it was against Czech that we saw Jinro play a perfect game against something similar to this, where he identified you're staying on 2 base.
Right.
And Jinro literally sat there until like 190 food before moving out. This time he just played kind of robotically and went right out. He's like, okay, this is the time you take your third against Zerg. But no, that's not the way it should have gone. He should have somehow identified. He had a medevac flying around. There wasn't anti-air. There was ways to scout. He should have identified, okay, you're sitting on 2 base. That means I sit on 2 base because 2 base against 2 base, Terran wins. But when you overextend to that 3rd base against someone who has done nothing but make roaches and banelings for 1 sick all in.
There was also a moment where he should have seen the Overlords moving kind of quickly. And in a moment like that, especially if you don't see creep all over the map, you got to be like, wait a minute. He's up to something. Something's going on here.
Yeah.
You don't get fast Overlords and not drop creep everywhere. Am I right?
You're right.
Tell me I'm right. Make me feel smart.
You're smart and handsome and charming.
He's going to have to play a cleaner game.
I hope that he doesn't get too on tilt from this because Jinro sometimes he gets angry, man. He really cares about this game and he really wants to win. So he's going to have to play his best.
Too. 2-minute break. We'll be right back, guys, here at the GSL Up and Down Matches.